Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Reyes, a realtor with A.R.E. Partners. I've been in real estate since 2013, serving the Chicagoland area, working both the city and surrounding suburbs. Today, I wanted to feature my rock star managing broker, Antje Gehrken, who is also the current president of the Chicago Association of Realtors, one of the largest real estate associations in the country with over 18,000 members. I met and joined Antje at A.R.E. Partners in February of 2019, and I have to say it has been one of the best decisions I have made for my career. Thank you, Antje, for your continued mentorship, friendship, and support. It has meant the world to me. Antje, thank you. Welcome, and thank you for being with me today. Can you start by telling us a bit about yourself and how you got started in the real estate industry?
Thank you for having me, and thank you for such nice words. That's awesome. And it's been great having you on the team here at A.R.E. Partners. And, we're a family, so we make some pretty deep personal connections and also help each other grow. So thank you for all you have done over the last few years.
The reason why I joined A.R.E. Partners, no question.
Thank you. Thanks. So that's a really good question as far as the real estate broker thing. So I've been in real estate for over 20 years. I have been in brokerage itself specifically for 11 years. Okay. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Okay. So I've been in brokerage for 11 years. So what I did prior to that was I bought, managed, invested in different types of multifamily properties throughout the city and bought them, sold them, did all of the things. And that really gave me a great foundation for brokerage because I'm able to advise my clients now because I have the personal experience as a landlord, as an investor, valuing properties, knowing what to pay for them, knowing what to sell them for. Yeah. So all of those experiences transferred to what we do now at A.R.E. Partners. And it's not just multifamily. Obviously, we do everything, residential, commercial, from the Wisconsin border all the way through Northwest Indiana. So, but drawing from those experiences and those personal strengths and goals being met, those are things that we now can bring to our brokerage clients and to brokers within A.R.E. Partners who are trying to do things they may have never done before, right? So that's how I began. And here I am today.
I love that. I think that's when I was looking for a new firm 3 years ago, I was looking for, you particularly have touched every part of the industry. And I think that having the right team around you to support you in all types of transactions, for example, your commercial experience, your investment experiences, your landlord experiences, all of that adds to us and the team. And I always love to reach out to you when I am trying to figure out something new and how to process a deal or how to negotiate or just a different experience. I love to have that base. So do you want to share maybe either your first transaction or a transaction that was an interesting experience? Share a story of one of your transactions?
I absolutely remember my first one, of course, because it was my first. And that was a 6-unit building in Bronzeville. It was in trust. The owner had passed and it was in trust and the property had some deferred maintenance items and it needed a lot of work. So people were coming out of the woodwork, height of the foreclosure market, and people making these horribly lowball offers to the trust. Mm-hmm. And so my client was the trust, the attorney for the trust. And he's like, should we accept these offers? I did the valuation. I had been buying and selling multifamily properties, so I know how to do that. Okay, that is my strength. And I valued it higher than those offers.
Okay.
And advised that he should take it to market. Because going to the MLS, taking it to market almost always increases the chances of getting a higher offer for it, right?
Absolutely.
When it's on the open market.
You're exposing it to the most buyers and the best buyer pool. Absolutely.
That's exactly right.
The widest net.
That's exactly right. So that's what we did. We went to the MLS where I valued it, and I created this great marketing strategy, and I can tell you more about it if you want to hear about it, but I don't want to bore your listeners necessarily, but it was a great marketing strategy.
Okay.
Great marketing strategy. And I got multiple offers.
It'll just encourage them to want to work with us so we can tell them personally about our marketing.
Okay. You want to hear the rest of the story? Join A.R.E. Partners.
Right.
Okay. So I got multiple offers and of course, created a bidding war and ended up selling that property for over twice what those people coming out of the woodwork were offering.
Wow.
Okay. Now, as a sidebar, when this was all going on, one of those people who made that offer, and these were not brokers, these were investors and wholesalers making these offers. And one of those people called me and said, when I listed it, said, you are horrible at what you do. You have no idea about what this is all about. And I'm going to advise your client that you are inept. Okay.
Oh my God.
So anyway, but still went forward with the plan.
Okay.
You know, I know what I'm doing. That, like I said, that is my strength. I know how to value properties.
And
So
so early on in your journey, right? And now here you are as the president of the association, like how far you've come, and you don't know what you're doing. I don't know about that.
well, there's always going to be those people in your life.
Yeah,
And he was doing that to get the property for as little as possible.
absolutely.
So I did not take that personally. I did not like him. I would never work with him, but you know, I didn't take it personally, and it didn't make me doubt myself,
Absolutely.
which, you know, is actually the goal of a comment like that, is to make you second guess yourself. And then that would be to his advantage. So anyway,
Absolutely.
um, all the
That's-
deals don't always have those sorts of elements to it, by the way, thank goodness, right?
Yeah.
So after I sold it for over twice what he offered for it, he
Mhm.
called me and said, how did you do that?
I love that.
Anyway, well, so Michael, you've been in real estate for quite some time now, and I know you have your own book of experiences.
Yeah, I do. I certainly do.
I can speak to a few of yours that have been super interesting, but obviously you're the storyteller on this side of things. So tell me a little bit about yours.
You know, I have an interesting story from this past year, actually. I had a client who was living downtown in the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of riots. And, you know, they had lived in this unit for, I want to say 6-7 years. It was a studio apartment. And they were just like, okay, I need to get out of downtown. There's, you know, all this COVID and this fear of like looting and rioting and all that. So they wanted to purchase a property in the suburbs of Oak Park. And so, you know, I worked with them. We found them a really great property. We got it for a really great price. We closed on it in, I think it was May of 21. And, you know, everything was great. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo, vintage condo in Oak Park. Closed on it, very happy, you know, moved in. They were happy. About a month into living there, they called me and told me that they think they made a huge mistake. And you know, you just purchased the property, and you know, for what the price they paid for it, you wanted to relist it right away and sell it and actually go back to downtown. I actually talked her out of it. I said, you just closed on it. You know, everyone's going to combat that you just purchased for this price, even though I valued it at about 12,000 more than what she paid for it. I still knew that everyone looking at the unit would say, you just purchased this property for this price. So I'm not going to pay more than what you paid for it. You know what I mean? So I gave her time. We crunched the numbers. Even if she sold, we were looking she'd take about $10,000 to $20,000 loss on this deal. And so, of course, I said, you know what? At least give it a year, settle in, give it a chance. I calmed her down. We had our full meeting. We talked about all the numbers. She had all the data that I can give her. She sat down with it for maybe another 30 days, and I get a call. Michael, I can't do it. I need to be back downtown. This is not the right purchase. So I supported her. I listed it for what I thought it would value for, and we literally sold it for that price. And I got her an extra $10,000 on a deal. Literally, it was 4 months later, we sold the property, and she got an extra $10,000 on that transaction. So you just, you know, obviously you want to support your clients. I think this particular situation was very interesting for me because I was like, you're going to lose money. And I don't want any of my clients to lose money, right? So I definitely care about, you know, the numbers and supporting them. But also I think mental health in this situation was like, I need to be where I need to be. And so I supported her with that. And I was very pleased. That client is very happy to be back downtown.
You know, that speaks to a few things. And wow, I mean, great job in getting her, you know, you selling it for more than she bought it for. I mean, that's the fear, right? We don't want our clients to lose money.
Absolutely.
You know, we either want to sell it for as much as possible, or we want to help them purchase it for as little as possible. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. And that's part of the A.R.E. Partners Mach 3 principle, right? So a couple of other elements about that. Obviously, such an interesting time with taking care of yourself. mental health issues and so forth, wellness, and being happy where you are. So that's been such a big, it's always been an issue, obviously, but it's been something at the forefront, especially during, since the shutdown.
Absolutely.
People carrying so many different stressful loads. But the thing that is the most interesting part of that story is where someone feels at home. And that's different for everybody, right?
Absolutely.
And that's why it's so great. Like she left the downtown area thinking that wasn't going to be the right place for her. Maybe it was reactionary. And went to Oak Park, which is so great. What a great community. Love Oak Park. We've sold numerous properties in Oak Park, and it's a great suburb, so accessible to downtown. But she didn't feel home there.
Exactly.
She didn't feel at home. And even though she thought she would, so she went back downtown. I mean, it's an amazing story. And it also speaks to the viability of Chicago, that it's such a great place to live and so much to do. I mean, the live, work, play element is so awesome for Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. I mean, she could have very easily found herself at home in Oak Park. But that's why we work with our clients, to help them. I mean, sometimes it takes some time to get them into a place that they love, because it's their home. They have to love it.
And especially in this market with the buyers, with the market. Well, that's actually a great segue to what I'm going to love to give people a value of what's happening in the market right now. What would you say is the current state of the real estate market in the Chicagoland area?
Well, I mean, inventory is still low, right? I mean, that's really what's fed, such a demand. So many buyers interested in the same property, right?
Absolutely.
With that Oak Park property, how quickly were you able to sell it?
I think we're under contract in less than 9 days. I think it was like 8 or 9 days.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing that, even a listing that I had pre-pandemic, that one was $1 million+ listing in Little Italy. And that property, went under contract after a few months on the market pre-pandemic. And we were set to close, and then the pandemic happened, and the deal was canceled due to pandemic issues. Sellers kept it off the market for a while, and then we went back to market this past fall and literally had multiple offers within the first couple of days, and sold it at a price higher than what they would have sold it for in 2020. So that being said, the market is hot. Interest rates have been so low. So buyers have this increased purchasing power.
Absolutely.
And so, so there remains a demand for properties. And then, without getting too technical, there's also supply chain issues, which is making new construction more of an issue. So it's definitely a seller's market, but it's still a great time to buy, because interest rates do remain low. And even as they move up.
Yeah, there's been lots of talk about that this year.
Right. Well, economists are saying that, right? I mean, we're seeing that is, and our lender partners are saying that. So, but that being said, I mean, even at the higher places that they're anticipating to go, there's still great interest rates. And guess what? You know what interest rate is on a rental? 100%. That means if you're spending $1,500 a month on a rental, that's 100% interest, essentially, because you get nothing from that. And so it is a great time to buy.
Absolutely. I've certainly experienced it, the challenge of getting a deal for my buyers right now. But, as long as we stay at it and we keep forward, we have made it happen for many buyers in the last year.
Absolutely.
I had a client that I was doing a buy sell for, and they wanted to make sure they were under contract before they actually listed and sold their property. And we worked at it for probably 4 months, but it just had to be the right home at the right price at the right time. And we made it happen for them. So buyers have to be a little more patient, but we can get it done. But so what brought you to be the president of the association, and how did that whole thing come about? I think that I love that our small brokerage has such a big reach by being a part of the association, especially the way that you are. Tell me about that and how that help came to be.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting because couple weeks ago, a buyer who I was doing a consultation actually asked me, like, why would someone from a boutique brokerage become the president rather than someone from a large brokerage become the president?
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I have a couple pretty, like, arrogant responses, frankly.
I love that.
And we've had presidents from, boutiques, one-man shows, large brokerages. That it's not about the brokerage in those cases, it's about the person, right? The person has earned that position. And I was elected, for that position because of my commitment to the industry, the work I've done, the leadership skills I have. And so that's why I'm there. That's what it does. And obviously, those things are things that I do with A.R.E. partners. And the great thing is that experience in the realtor world, meaning policy issues, government issues, regulations, development, education, all of those things, I take back and I bring back to brokers. And I'm so happy to be able to share those things with you, Michael. And great to see you, for instance, at our recent market outlook, which I was able to have great conversations with the leading economists in the country on important issues that affect real estate, and to have you be there, and, to have a direct link to those issues and to those that data, which helps you with your own clients, right? That data is so important for our buyers and sellers because it's important for them to know what's happening in the market. And we have direct access, first point of access for that. And, I'm always willing to share that with everybody, of course.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad to be able to see you sharing that same data. That's what makes you a great broker, is you are able to see the data, share the data in a way that helps support your clients' interests. And that's really what it's all about. That's what being a realtor is all about. So me being the president is about me personally, but how it translates to A.R.E. partners is that it's about your client, how you translate to help your clients in the best way possible.
It's one of the best things I always share with my clients, my buyers, and my sellers. Like we're getting the top data right away. We're the first to have it, right? Because of our ties to the association and to the industry. It's such an honor to have that and give that as something of value to my clients, right? It gives me an edge. It gives us an edge as a brokerage, and I definitely love that. And thanks for all your hard work, because I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's a lot of work at times.
Oh, piece of cake.
I honestly don't know how we find time, but you know what? When you do what you love, you find time for things you love doing. So
that's absolutely right. That is absolutely right. Look, you have to have a passion for it. Yeah. And I absolutely have a passion for it. And, that's why our team, we're so specific about, the brokers that we bring in, because we want them to have that passion. We want them to have the dedication to their clients. And we want them to have the passion for the industry. And, whether I'm selling an $82,000 condo, or, a $2 million listing, it's the same dedication. It can't be gauged by the financial gain, right, that we have. And so there's so many different elements. I'm super passionate about real estate, and I'm a big believer in doing things that you love.
Absolutely. I love that. Antje, it is such an honor to have you today. I'm so happy to share you with all of my people.
Thank you. It's an honor for me. Absolutely an honor for me. I actually you can't see it, but I wore my special coin for today's interview, or discussion rather. So
yeah. No, this is great. Hopefully everyone can get, something out of it. And if you have further questions, how to reach us, you can go to arepartners.com. You can come to my website, showcase-chicago.com. Emails and phone numbers are all over social media, so you know how to reach us.
Absolutely. And then if all else fails, send a carrier pigeon with a little message tied to its leg.
Yeah, let's take it way back. Well, thank you again. This is such an honor. Obviously, we'll talk soon, but thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everyone.